Hello, it's now or never, Amel 54 here on the second video about the Speedy Sticher. In the previous video we have shown you how to make simple repair. In our case was the container for the boy. Yesterday it was my first day with the Speedy Sticher, so I wanted to do something easy. Today we have a much bigger challenge because the problem we have today is to put together the top canvas of the cockpit. This is not actually the original. The original was changed 5 years ago, so this is only 5 years old. The fabric is actually, the canvas is very good. It's in very good condition. The problem is that the thread used for the stitch, first of all, is very tiny, and then is not wax and is very bad quality. So I am restitching not all of it, but all the critical point. Yesterday I did the back side. You see I had to restitch just all the zip completely. And the big problem was the part that keep it attached to the cockpit, avoiding salty water from waves getting into the cockpit. And in this case, every single stitch came out. So I have to re-stitch the complete piece. In this morning, I made the first part, as you can see here. Actually, this is still part of the original because there is not much tension here. And here is my restitch. As you can see, the size of the thread that I am using, first of all, is waxed, but it's probably more than twice, probably 3 times the size of the original. So this was the first part, and then the second part is here. As you see, this is the original, and this is the restitch part. It's much stronger. I'm still thinking about maybe making a second line, but this is so thick that maybe just one line it will be okay. So I redid this part, which is probably 3/4 of the job. I did it almost completely in about an hour and a half. And so again, I show you how to use this magic tool. If you have a sewing machine on board, of course you don't need the Speedy Sticher. I don't. And you can use it for repair sales. Next job I'm going to do is make some protection for the davits, so they don't damage the dinghy. So I just show you a few stitches. The process is always the same, and I don't bother to tell you how to put it together. There's plenty of videos on YouTube how to do it. Here I just want to show you how to use the Speedy Sticher for this particular job. So first thing you have to do, I just start when I ended the previous job. So I try to use the original hole. I keep it stretched this way. Here is the original hole of the original stitch. I get through, and then I have to take all the thread all the way through, about this size that I need, and I'm ready to do the first stitch. So I take it out completely, and I go to the second hole, original hole, get through. At this point I take the hole back almost completely, so I can create a loop. I take the thread, put it through the loop completely, which is not through the loop. Okay. At this point you have to tie from the inside end, put your thumb exactly in this position, you know, behind this small needle, where you have put the thread around just one time. So you put the thumb here and tie, and this is your first stitch. Then you take some more thread out for the second stitch, you stretch, get the second hole, get through, back, find the loop, take the thread, put it through, tie, and just stretch it to make sure that you don't get an accordion effect on the canvas. Okay, we will see you in about 1 hour when we are ready to put back our canvas on the top. So we are almost at the end of our stitching week. I have restitched every single critical point, as you can see, with some new waxed thread, much bigger than the original one. And of course the critical point are near to the zip. This is where you have the most stress. But I'm going to restitch also some points that I didn't touch, such as you see, this just came out. As soon as I touch them, you know, they look still in good place, but as soon as you touch them, they are so dry. So I'm going to restitch some of these parts as well, and then we try to put it back in place. So far, so good. Now we try to put the second segment in place. The first segment is on place. Sorry we couldn't film it because it takes 2 people to put it in position. Nobody could film it. Ok, looks good so far. Ok, interrompi. As you will see, still there are some sides that need some stitches, but this is not structural, so this is very easy to do it when it's in place. You see what happened as soon as I tried to put it together. The old stitches came all out. This part is okay because it's the new stitches. Everything here is okay with the new stitches. This I have to do it again, so it's another half an hour of work. Okay, now our top canvas is finally back in place. And it's very tense all over, even too much for my taste, but it's just like in the original position. Because there is a lot of stress, you see how tense it is, you will see that some additional original stitch are gone, so I will have to retouch them, but this is easy part. So if you ask me if it's worth to have this little tool, definitely yes. You have seen for minor repair, like the buoy container. Actually, I have seen there are several Velcro points in the top canvas, and they get detached very easily now because in the time they have corroded. So I have some extra Velcro, and I will put no Velcro. These are really easy job, but this big job was really dramatic. It took almost 2 days, of course not continuously, but this was an 8 hours of work, but I believe it will last for a long time, definitely much longer than the original Sticher. The good news is that the quality of the canvas supplied by Amel is very good. The quality of the stitches is very bad, but I believe the canvas can survive for the next 20 years. The other good news is that I hurt myself only once in 2 days, and actually when I was not doing stitches, but I was just touching the Speedy stitcher. That's it. And if you have any question, just post it on the forum, and there will be more owners, Amel owners that have more experience than me, that will be also happy to answer your questions. Bye bye, and good luck with your stitchers.